ladies and gentlemen, I want you to think about something for a moment. You have a choice. Every day we are faced with a choice. You can either say no to success, or you can say never to failure. It's all up to you. No one can make you do what you're not willing to do. If you're not willing to give your best, if you're not willing to grind, if you're not willing to grind, if you're not willing to sweat, then guess what? You're saying no to your future. But when you decide that it's never, when you decide that you're going to push through no matter what, you're setting yourself up for success. You're telling yourself that failure is not an option. You're telling yourself that no matter the obstacles, no matter the challenges, you're going to keep moving forward. Success is not about raw talent or a stroke of luck. It's about persistence, the ability to keep moving forward even when the road gets tough. In life, challenges are inevitable. The question isn't whether you will face obstacles. The question is how you will respond when they appear. There will be moments when you feel like giving up, when it seems easier to quit, when the weight of your goals feels too heavy to carry. But in those moments, you need to remember why you started in the first place. Jesus said, was this seed too high for you, or was it too low? Because if this seed, the pursuit of success is a journey. And like any journey, it will have its highs and lows. The highs are great, but it's in the lows that your true character is revealed. How you respond to difficulty defines you. Will you let the struggle defeat you, or will you use it as fuel to push forward? It's often said that the darkest hour is just before the dawn. That same principle applies in every aspect of life. The hardest moments are the ones where you must dig deepest. They are the moments that will either break you or make you stronger. The choice is yours. When faced with adversity, it's easy to feel like success is just too far out of reach. You might think, why am I even trying? Or this is just too difficult. These thoughts are normal. We all have moments of doubt. But here's the truth. The road to success is not a straight line. It's full of twists, turns, and detours. The successful people in this world are not the ones who never experienced failure. There's the ones who kept going when everyone else gave up. They kept fighting when others quit. They didn't let the challenges define them. They let the way they overcame those challenges define their success. First time on entrepreneur journey, they don't talk defenselessly. They think about some of the most successful people in history, whether it's in business, sports, or personal achievements. These individuals didn't have an easy ride. They faced rejection, failure, and hardship, just like you and me. What set them apart was not their initial success, but their persistence. They didn't let the first no stop them. They didn't let the first no stop them. They didn't let the second, third, or even fourth failure stand in their way. They kept pushing because they knew that their goals were worth the struggle. They were committed to their journey, no matter how hard it got. In life, we all encounter setbacks. These moments can be painful, discouraging, and leave you questioning whether it's worth continuing. But the key to success is learning how to rise every time you fall. It's about developing the mindset that failure is not permanent. Failure is simply an event, not a person. You are not a failure because you encountered a setback. You are a failure if you stop trying because you encounter a setback. You are a failure if you stop trying. Each time you face adversity, you are building resilience. You are training your mind and body to endure the hardships that life throws at you. Think about it. When you're going through tough times, you're not just enduring the pain, you're growing from it. Every obstacle, every challenge is a lesson, and that lesson makes you stronger for the next challenge. It's the people who avoid struggle who never grow. It's the people who embrace struggle who emerge victorious. The real secret to success is not in avoiding difficulties. It's in developing the strength to persevere through them. It's about maintaining your focus when distractions arise, and it's about showing up even when you don't feel like it. Success is not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's a long journey, and there will be times when the finish line seems too far to reach. But that's when you have to remind yourself that every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. You are moving closer to your goal, even when it doesn't feel like it. Persistence is about taking that next step, even when the path ahead is unclear. Many people fail because they quit too soon. They don't see the progress that's happening beneath the surface. Sometimes the results of your hard work aren't immediately visible, and that's what can make it easy to get discouraged. But remember, growth often happens in the unseen moments. When you feel like nothing is changing, that's when the most important work is being done. It's when you keep showing up every day, putting in the effort and doing the work, whether or not anyone is watching, that the real transformation begins. It's important to remind yourself that the road to success is not a straight path. It's filled with obstacles, detours, and sometimes even complete failures. But in every setback, there is an opportunity to learn. The key is not to let the setbacks define you. Every successful person has faced moments where they wanted to give up. What makes them different is that they didn't. They got back up. They pushed forward. They knew that the only way to fail for good is to quit. So when you feel like you're at your breaking point, when you think you can't take another step, remember why you started. Reflect on the goals you set for yourself and the dreams that are waiting to be realized. There will be times when it feels like success is out of reach, but if you keep going, you will find that success was never as far away as it seemed. Each step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to your dreams. Persistence is the secret ingredient to achieving anything worth having. When the journey gets tough, and it will get tough, remember that you have within you the strength to keep going. Don't quit. Don't give up. Keep moving forward, because your breakthrough is just on the other side of this struggle. And when you finally reach your destination, you will look back and realize that the journey was worth every step. Too often, we wait for the perfect moment to act, but the truth is that moment will never come. We convince ourselves that we'll start when the conditions are ideal, when we have more resources, when we have more time, or when we feel more confident, but the perfect moment doesn't exist. Success doesn't wait for perfect circumstances. It's created in the moments when we decide to act, even when things aren't ideal. The time to act is now. The question is, are you going to wait for the perfect moment, or are you going to start today regardless of the obstacles you face? The truth is, there will always be reasons not to act. There will always be challenges, doubts, and uncertainties. There will always be something holding you back, whether it's fear, self-doubt, or external circumstances. But you cannot let these things stop you. Success comes to those who choose to push through the discomfort, the uncertainty, and the fear. The people who succeed aren't the ones who wait for the perfect condition. Think about the people who have achieved great things, whether in business, sports, or any other field. These individuals didn't wait for the perfect time to begin. They acted when they had doubts, when they didn't have all the resources they needed, and when they didn't know exactly how things would turn out. What set them apart was their willingness to take that first step, even when they couldn't see the entire path in front of them. They trusted themselves enough to know that the journey would unfold as they moved forward, and they understood that the only way to fail is by not trying at all. Starting is always the hardest part. It's easy to dream about what you want to achieve and to plan for the future, but putting those plans into action requires a leap of faith. That leap is often the most difficult part of the process because it means stepping into the unknown. It means taking a risk. But if you don't take that risk, you're never going to get anywhere. If you keep waiting for everything to line up perfectly, you'll be waiting forever. The longer you wait, the further away your dreams will seem, and the more likely you are to talk yourself out of taking that leap. Starting doesn't mean you have to have everything figured out. It doesn't mean you need to have all the answers or have the perfect plan in place. All it takes is the decision to take that first step, even if it's a small one. Every great achievement starts with the courage to take the first step, even when the way forward isn't clear. It's the willingness to commit to the journey, despite the uncertainty, that ultimately determines your success. When you own your journey, you take full responsibility for what happens along the way. You stop waiting for someone else to give you permission or to provide the resources you need. You realize that your success is in your hands and that no one else can determine your future but you. Too many people look outside themselves for validation, waiting for others to tell them it's the right time to act. They wait for the approval of others or for someone to give them a chance. But successful people understand that they don't need anyone else's permission. They know that they are the ones who must take ownership of their journey, regardless of what others think or say. When you own your journey, you stop making excuses. You stop waiting for the right conditions. You stop letting fear, doubt, or other people's opinions hold you back. You recognize that the path to success is not always smooth or easy, but it's your path to walk. And no matter how difficult it may be, you are the one who has to keep going. You are the one who has to continue pushing forward, even when things get tough. You are the one who has to keep showing up, even when you don't feel like it. Success isn't about having everything go your way or avoiding failure. It's about showing up day after day and putting in the work. It's about doing the things that others won't do because they're too afraid, too lazy, or too unwilling to take risks. When you own your journey, you commit to doing the work even when no one is watching. You understand that success is not about waiting for things to fall into place. It's about creating your own opportunities by taking action and staying consistent. Taking full responsibility for your journey means that you don't blame others for your circumstances. You don't complain about the obstacles you face. Instead, you accept them as part of the process and move forward. You know that no one is coming to rescue you or make things easier for you. You are the one who has to create your own success. And the only way to do that is by staying focused on your goals and working toward them, regardless of the difficulties that arise. Taking ownership of your journey also means not comparing yourself to others. It's easy to look at someone else's success and think that they had it easier, or that they have something you don't. But the truth is, everyone's journey is different. What works for one person might not work for you. And what you see on the outside doesn't always reflect the struggles that person is faced. When you focus on your own journey and take responsibility for your own success, you stop worrying about what others are doing and start putting all your energy into your own growth. The path to success is not always linear. There will be setbacks, failures, and times when things don't go according to plan. But if you take full ownership of your journey, you understand that these challenges are simply part of the process. They are opportunities to learn, grow, and improve. And no matter how many times you fail, as long as you keep taking ownership and continue moving forward, you are making progress towards your ultimate goal.